To the buy-in we go, and when I saw that thing there, I said to myself, stop, drop, kaboom, baby rub me nipples, because I could not believe what I was seeing. Cool AEW fans with a hip-hop and happening outlook on professional wrestling and their cool flips and whatnot, they don't like big baldy bastard Baron Corbin, do they? But then I put my reading eyes inside of my big fat head and I saw Darren, and I was like, fair enough. And speaking of science, a massive thank you goes to Tubby Thunder and to Jason Wilkinson for spreading the good name of Cultaholic and the Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, throughout the AEW thing. Is it a universe? I've got no idea. But next time you go to a show, do what they did there. And then we've got to make the sight of G Hun's face a massive WTF moment. And I was thinking, surely with that wonderful little buy-in match taking place in front of his face, surely his face should not be looking like that, but rather more like that. The miserable get. You cannot please some people, can you? But I guess he's been through a lot. What was he doing at the end, though? The end of Squid Game. What a load of bollocks. And man alive, we're running down the main card for AEW Full Gear at the end of the buy-in, and Excalibur, while that match there is on the screen, he said the phrase, he said, can they coexist? Oh, flashbacks to now, man! Or something, I don't know. And I'm just playing with you. AEW, save that bollocks for WWE and specifically WWE Raw, because they do that bollocks for everybody and then some more. They do it too much, so leave it all to them. So then, inside that car, burning to death, is an innocent bearded man who just so happened to have a mask on with MJF's face on. And it would appear that Darby Allin has gone all Freddie Mercury because, ma'am, he's just killed a man, but with fire instead of a gun to his head. And quite frankly, police persons of America, arrest that man called Darby Allin right now. And then my ears. Did they deceive me or did they do not deceive me? Because I was watching that opening match to AEW Full Gear 2021 and I heard a 50-50 split in that there crowd. Let's go Darby. Yep, fair enough. No WTF moment there, but followed up by chants by numerous people, maybe half of the arena, going MJF? No. Never ever have I heard such thunderous support for MJF. What's wrong with you, Minneapolis? What's going on? He's an arsehole, and you know it.
It's Jim Ross, bitch. Bah, Gouda did it again.
And in what was my favourite moment of the entire night at AEW Full Gear 2021, good old JR, he only went and called Darby Allin and MJF 2 of the 4 pillows of AEW. Not the pillars of which the foundations of AEW are held up by, or whatever the pillar thing means. He called them pillows. You know, the stuff you find in your bed. And I don't know about you, dear viewer, but it sure sounds like Jim Ross is sleeping on their talents. Pillows, man. I just love Jim Ross, but maybe the cynical part of my brain is telling me this was some sort of marketing strategy from AEW. AEW body pillows coming to a thing near you very soon, so weirdos just like Andrew Dingle can be happy. But speaking of pillows, I reckon Darby Allin wish he had a whole bed of them to land on instead of twatting his spine off the ring apron. And I don't know if you knew this, dear viewer, but the ring apron is the hardest part of the professional wrestling ring, okay? And you'll never guess the only thing in the world which is harder than the ring apron. It's the floor, and the mad bastard did a coffin drop on there too. What's wrong with you, Darby Allin? Fish and chips, pot noodles and bread, yes, pot noodles and bread, and MJF and Darby Allin, all things that just go well together. When they started rolling around that mat doing endless pin attempts, first and foremost, I was like, oh, bless their cotton socks, they're doing teddy rolls like toddlers. And then second of all, I thought, hey ho, they're 2 badass professional wrestlers who are just meshing really well together. WTF moment well together, if that makes any sense. Yes, it does. It's a WTF moment how well they mesh together to put on that professional wrestling match. That's how good it was. Flawless professional wrestling action. Even Jim Cornette would have liked some of it. Maybe.
Bah, Gouda did it again.
Jim Ross in wrong name call shocker. Yes, I know. I am flabbergasted too. Bryan Danielson is still Daniel Bryan in the world of Jim Ross, and this could just be a more wholesome moment than a WTF moment, if that makes sense. And that's because I like to think that Jim Ross is such a big fan of the WWE superstar Daniel Bryan that the Yes movement will never die, by God. You dirty bastard. Well, I guess whatever floats your boat. I'm not here to king shit Oh, he went to the arena to see them, not the seamen. Cash Wheeler's running. Can somebody explain this one to me, please? Now, I know that FTR are in a working relationship with Andrade, but Cash Wheeler, the match has ended, he runs down to the ring, he goes, hey, like Ryan Dunn in Jackass 1, and he runs away. What was the point in that? Now, I'm not ashamed to admit this, but when I was 4 years old, I was hooked on Calpol. But 25 long years have passed since then, and I swear to God, I might just be hooked on Calpol once again, because I was watching a professional wrestling pay-per-view called Full Gear 2021, and I swear to God, right, I saw this 6'5" dinosaur wearing jeans doing a shooting star press off the stage onto some fellow human beings. And I only mentioned the Calpol thing at the start because Calpol, if you drink too much of it, it does mad things to your brain. Mad things like thinking you're seeing a dinosaur doing a shooting star press off a stage onto some human beings. And I swear to God that happened. Did it happen? Let me know if you saw it too.
By God, I did it again.
Yes, this time we have Jim Ross in a wrong move name called Shocker. Yes, I'm flabbergasted just like you once again. And this time we have Jim Ross, who of course took numerous Stone Cold Stunners from Stone Cold Steve Austin during both of their illustrious runs in the World Wrestling Federation, calling a cutter a stunner, even though he knows those moves are two different things. And I feel bad for calling out Jim Ross on stuff like this, but I know if I don't, you'll call me names, and I cannot hack that. Unless, of course, this is purely a hack theory on my part. If you follow Jim Ross on Twitter, you know that Jim Ross is always horny. So maybe, just maybe, he was calling somebody in and around that ring area a stunner. And I'm sorry, CM Punk, but I've got to make those shorts a massive WTF moment. Now, when I first saw those shorts there, it was deep into the night over here in the UK, and I was sat on a sofa in this studio with little Andrew Dingle. I had these glasses on while looking at CM Punk in those little tiny shorts. Now, the combination of a wide camera angle and these glasses, which really do mess with your vision, it made those shorts that CM Punk was wearing look like them, and that's not a good look. I don't care who you are. Just wear your little tights, man, CM Punk. Everyone loves to see your thighs, apparently. Now, I want you at home, dear viewer, to try and guess how many times that during that match between Eddie Kingston and CM Punk, either men went like that to the other man. Now, it's higher. Six. You know when you're like 8 years old or whatever and you work out what that means? Or even more badasserer, you work out what that means. That's what I felt like I was watching with CM Punk and Eddie Kingston, and that should never be the case. Now, I know the reference was there, sprinkled in like a little bit of salt, which Chris Eubank has nothing to do with, but there we go. I don't care if the reference was there, if it was planted in the back of our heads. Watching CM Punk do those things in that order is always a WTF moment. Unless, of course, you know, we can't see him, can we? Wabadoo! And all of that. John Cena was there, inside of that ring, controlling CM Punk like a puppet. That's the only way that's not a WTF moment. Eddie Kingston got the crowd to boo CM Punk. And next up we have the Minneapolis street fight, which started with 80% of the people standing on the ring apron like good boys, abiding by all of the rules. How badass, how street fighty can you get? I tell you what a lovely place Minneapolis must be, because it's not like these dirty places like Chicago. Chicago with its dirt and rats and whatnot on the street, and there are no rules during Chicago street fights. But during Minneapolis street fights, we abide by the rules until we don't. And I tell you what else I love with my street fights. I love to learn about local history from in and around the area where the street fight is taking place. It's nothing goes together like street fighting and history. Pointless bollocks history. Did you know the butt cake, whatever the bloody hell a butt cake is, was invented in and around Minneapolis in the 1940s? Well, now you do, and your life is better off for it, isn't it? Isn't it, everybody? Butt cakes. And then we see this scene going on here right now. I feel like a weather presenter. It's hot up the north and it's cold down the south. Large drizzle everywhere. And then we hear the commentators, namely Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone. Jim Ross says, "What's that? A toaster?" And then big dick Tony Schiavone swung that big dick energy through his voice when he said, "A toaster!" Just like that. I've hurt my head doing that, bloody hell. And I don't know about you, but I just wish I had as much enthusiasm for anything in life that both Jim Ross and Big Dick Tony Schiavone have for the common toaster, which was invented in Minneapolis in 1974. But also, if we zoom in a bit there, dear editor, we see that Aubrey Edwards is terrified of toasters. Pass it on. But while we're here, I must ask you, how does Darth Vader like his toast? Let me tell you, a little bit on the dark side. I'm off. That's it. I've quit. Junior! 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 Oh, there you are, Junior. You took your bloody time, didn't you, Junior? I don't know what's more of a WTF moment, the fact that Jay Lethal is now All Elite, or the fact that Big Dick Tony Schiavone called him a young man. Well, I guess in relation to Tony Schiavone, Jay Lethal is a young man. But he's not a young man, is he? I don't know. Those things happened. Make of that what you will. Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii are going to be in the same professional wrestling ring doing the professional wrestling at the same time. And the fact that that sentence there contained no lies whatsoever is a WTF moment. This Forbidden Door malarkey is a very good thing. And then at the end, in among the wonderfulness that was Hangman Page believing in himself capturing the AEW World Championship, we learned that Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, they are sick of their old boyfriend, Kenny Omega, and they've got their new boyfriend, Adam Cole Baby, in there like swimwear. Kenny Omega, I expect to see on Dynamite this Wednesday, brushed to one side with a broom, like a cleaner, where Adam Cole is inserted as the new de facto leader of the Super Elite Clique, whatever the hell their name is. Yes, the ending to that with the Young Bucks involvement, in my eyes, is a bit of a WTF moment, even if the story was going there for many, many weeks now. But still, it happened. Good. Wah! Yeehaw! I just started making noises there, and I don't know what happened. But that is it for the WTF moments. I hope, I think, I'm praying, I bloody hope there is. I hope I didn't miss any Lord above. That's it for the WTF moments for AEW Full Gear 2021. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry this is a day late. I was busy Sunday daytime. What can I do? I don't know. Nothing. That's why we're here now. But at Full Gear 2021, your boy retained his Cultaholic Heavyweight Championship up against Andrew Dingle. And you can see the cut-down reactions with myself and Andrew Dingle on this YouTube channel tomorrow night. That's Tuesday night. They'll be online. And you can see me beat Andrew once again because Andrew isn't very good at anything. I've been Ross from Cultaholic Wrestling. I nearly smashed a window there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.